On this Tackle Tip Tuesday, we're going to talk about one of those underrated baits for summertime fishing that I know we've talked about here on FNGO. If you've listened carefully, you've heard Tim McGuire drop this juice a couple of times, and that is the Wobblehead Jig. I think of the Wobblehead Jig as a dual-purpose technique. The first way I'll use it is like a crankbait. I can get it down deep, I can move it through the strike zone slow or fast, and pick up those reactionary bites. And it's great for those places where I just don't know that my crankbait is going to make it down that deep, or if I want to go deeper than my crankbait will go, I'll use the Wobblehead Jig. And you can tie on any style presentation, from a crawl to a swim bait. The Wobblehead, it just gets down there and it gets bit. Think of the Wobblehead as a way to cover water quickly, but showing the fish something they don't normally see a lot of. I like to run that Wobblehead parallel to the bank where that transitional area meets, where the bank slopes down and meets the bottom of the lake. Typically that little area right there will hold bass this time of the year during the summer because you've got cooler water. The bass have access to those flats or those slopes to feed on, but they also have access to those deep water haunts that you know they like to hide in. The second way I'll use it is a finesse presentation. Remember, it is a jig. It just has a head that wobbles on it, right? So I can use it as a finesse presentation in those areas where fish just aren't reacting to certain things, like maybe a regular jig or a Texas rig or even a shaky head, believe it or not.
There we go, just like we'd hoped. That's a good bass on the Wobblehead. Oh, look at that, boys and girls. That's the kind of fish you can catch fishing a Wobblehead. 434.
Another area I like to throw the Wobblehead is offshore. I like to hit those deep water humps, those tapering points out that come out in the main lake, and those flats where those fish are feeding at. You can cover a lot of water, and those fish aren't seeing the Wobblehead a whole lot. People are throwing the crankbaits or they're throwing the minnow. Give that Wobblehead a try in those areas and see if you can't get bit. How I set it up and what I like to use, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just a regular old Wobblehead. I have no idea where I got it from. It's got an EWG hook on it. Just a Wobblehead that I had in my tackle box. I'm guilty of not throwing the Wobblehead enough. So I picked these up out of the tackle box, took them to my local lake just to show you that they do get bit during the summertime. So this is a 3/4 ounce unknown brand Wobblehead, and I've got the Tactical Fishing Company Combat Crawl on the Wobblehead. I do keep a couple of sizes in the tackle box. I got the 1/2 ounce Wobblehead, and I've also got the 3/4 ounce Wobblehead. I like my Wobblehead to be heavy. I feel like when I'm moving the bait, I'm coming off that bottom. 3/4 ounce sticks to the bottom and gives me that bottom contact feel that I know that I need as somebody that's gonna throw a Wobblehead. When I throw a crankbait, I want it to dig in the bottom. When I throw the Wobblehead, I want it to come through the bottom. I want it to be on the bottom as much as possible. Another great thing about throwing a heavier Wobblehead is you can send this thing a mile. The rod that I used is a 7-foot medium heavy arc catalyzer rod with a 7.5-to-1 Daiwa reel, 15-pound fluorocarbon, and I'm boat flipping 5s. If you want to see more videos like this, you can check me out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Tony Collum Fishing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.